Hi, everybody. Based on some questions I've had since we met last, I thought maybe it'd be good to do some videos compartmentalizing what we discussed and giving the opportunity to watch things over and over again to get more comfortable with it. So, with that, I'm going to go through basically what we did that day, piecemeal wise, and we're going to start with the benefit conversation we talked about. So, if you have the functional hacks script, you'll see the first thing in there says we're a full time employee and we're sharing the benefit coverage and we want them to summarize it. So, in here, we can now add the CADS benefits and we can see that it's loading. And while it's loading, you won't be able to submit. So let's talk about a couple of things, and that is how do you get to Copilot? So it is copilot.microsoft.com, probably the easiest way to get there. The other thing you want to do is make sure you're signed in and you're using your Durham College credentials, for instance, because it gives us this green commercial data protection, which means that our information is not being used to strengthen benefit or be shared with the public chat engine, which we don't want. All right. So during that time, it did load it all up. We're ready to go. So we're going to hit submit and see what the AI has to say. I tend not to interact or start the next conversation because AI, much like us, can get confused. It doesn't normally, but I have seen it happen. So I like to let it just finish what it's doing before I start typing anything more in the box or attaching more files or anything to that effect. So we can see now it's sharing what it's read out of that. And we'll let it do its thing before we interact with the next bit of detail that we want. Typically, it'll provide it to you in the information that finds in the document, but be aware that it may prioritize things based on its own personality at the time that you grab, and that it may not look the same for everybody who does it because different personalities present different ways. You'll know when you're done because when it gets to the finish, it will actually provide feedback buttons, thumbs up, thumbs down. It'll allow you to copy the information, it'll allow you to export the information. It will even give you some suggested questions and so forth that you might want to ask follow up. There we are. It's come out and you can see it all down here in the bottom. I'm going to follow with the functional hack script that I shared. And so the next question we're going to do is actually focus in specifically on dental information. I did beef the question up a little bit because I thought it would be interesting to know what page the information was on. So a lot of times we want to take a look at this stuff ourselves. It just takes a while to flip through it and find it. If we let AI not only take a look at it and tell us what coverage we have, but where we can find that, then it's easy for us to go and check for any additional information that we want that we don't know how to ask the AI for. So let's do that. We don't have to reattach the document now because the document's still in its memory. We're just going to hit submit, and you should see it pull the document up on its own. There we go. It's going to take a look at that and start giving us information. And we'll wait for that information to continue as well. And before we do our next interaction. Okay, so it's given us the coverage and it's told us where we can find that information. We could ask for more specifics. It didn't really give us the total amount for any of the particular components like bridges and so forth. So you might want to ask that. But I'm going to move on to the next question that we actually asked, which is chiropractic coverage. So again, we can just pivot, and as we're thinking about things, we can ask it to take a look at that. And so now we're going to ask it to take a look at chiropractic coverage, doing the same thing, sharing how much and where the AI found the information in the document. And so we'll see it kind of link that document up, and it says immediately good information for us and where we can find that information. So right off the bat, we can use it for this data mining search and research tool. Again, provided that the document's no bigger than 1 megabyte, it will handle it regardless. And text-based documents, that means it's a huge amount of data because text-based documents don't take up a lot of space without images or anything to that effect. So hopefully this was helpful, and we'll see you in the next one.